What is up, everybody? I'm back. I am very excited for today. And today, I believe, is my 14th video, 14th day. Super exciting. Maybe it's the 13th, but I think it's the 14th. And I'm also very excited because I have a very special guest with me today. My beloved wife. I've talked about her once or twice on these videos, and she's watched them once or twice. And she is joining me today, and today's video is going to be asking her questions and kind of an interview with her and getting to know her. I have talked about her a few times, like I said, so figured, the audience might want to know my wife a little more. Who is this mysterious Gracey? Who is this person that I keep talking about? Is she even real? Did I even have a wife? Turns out, folks, she's real. Show them the ring. Really happened.
Yeah.
But I won't blame you for thinking that of me, because I would have thought that of me too. But I got her. I got the girl.
You did.
And so, on this 14th video, 14th day, so to speak, I wanted to bring my wife on because our number is 14. That's our number. That's those were we started the date on a 14th, May 14th, I believe. We got engaged on 14th, July 14th. 14 months after engagement, we got married on April 14th. Mm-hmm. And then it's just been throughout our marriage 2 years, 14, we see things happen with 14. And then we learned what it meant, and it means double portion, 7, 7, 7, 7. 7 is like the number, right? The perfection number. And it's doubling that, it means double portion, double favor, double blessing. Yeah. And so we're pretty cool with number 14, and I like it. It's probably become my new favorite number. And it's our number, and so we're on. So, Gracey, why don't you just start off and tell us a little bit of who you are, where you're from, and a little bit of your story of who you are, your own story, and then your story in God a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in South Dakota. Right now we're about 4 hours away from where I grew up. I have 8 siblings. I'm the third oldest. So I got to play mom a lot, and I loved it. I loved helping my little siblings grow up and just loving them and serving my parents in that way. And I love to cook and just be a part of the family. I am 24. I met Keegan at IHOP actually in front of my house. I just moved into a house with my sister. His sister happened to live there, Maria, and a few other girls. And I drove up one day, and he was standing on my front lawn, and I met him. And he was...
What was I doing there?
He was painting the house, and wherever he painted...
You were there.
I was there. And wherever I was, he painted.
I was there.
So we definitely kind of noticed each other right away, but took a lot of months for him to open my heart, because I've never fallen in love before. And so definitely got extra rewards for waiting and being so patient. A little bit more about myself. So I went to IHOP just because I had a hunger for God, to know him more and to love him. And
what exactly is IHOP?
So it's International House of Prayer University. It's a Bible school in Kansas City, Missouri. And it's a Bible school centered around the prayer room, the house of God, where they worship him 24/7. And so they have Bible classes that talk about the prayer room, and then they also just go deep into who God is and how he cares for us. And so I know before that, I met Jesus when I was 5 years old. I grew up in a Christian family, and I remember praying and wanting to go to heaven, mostly so I didn't have to go to hell. Not really because Jesus was there, but I always had a desire to know him and to love him. When I was 12, at a Bible camp, I decided, I'm going to take this Christianity thing for real, and I'm going to really seek him myself. And so I really started to read God's word and pray. Started praying for my husband when I was 12 every day.
Let's go. Let's go.
And and so that was such a big dream in my heart to get married. And then when I was 16, 17, God really poured out his Holy Spirit on me. My family moved out of state, and I went from going to a private school to going to a public school and not knowing anyone, not knowing where to go to school or what to do, and really standing out as someone that loved God in a public school. And so, again, I made a choice to make him my number one and to seek him, and he really shined his light through me to a lot of people in that situation. And but that's when he really poured out his Spirit upon me, and I started to have dreams. I started to fast. I started to see his word in a new light, and just even get encounters with the Holy Spirit. And so after college, after high school, I didn't really know what to do. The colleges that I wanted to go to, it would have been easier to go to if I would have stayed in that state. But because I moved out of state, there were a lot more money and a lot more time commitment. And so I just knew I wasn't supposed to go to a regular school. And so I was visiting my sister at Bible school at IHOP, and I was in the prayer room, not really trying to go to the school there, but I really got touched. And I felt like the Lord said, you need to come here. And so I did. And it was really hard to leave my family, even though my sister was there. Especially just being someone, I'm sure if you're one of the older ones in your family, you know what it's like, and you want to be there and you want to watch your siblings grow up. And so it was really hard for me to leave, but I'm so glad I did. My whole life changed, and God met me in ways that I never expected. And now I feel like he specifically shaped me and molded me for to proclaim his name and prepare him for his coming, make way the path for Jesus is coming. So yeah, and then I met Keegan. So it was definitely the Lord leading me there, and I do not regret 1 minute of it. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I guess right now, currently, I am working at Starbucks. Did not like coffee before I worked there, and now I drink it all the day, every day, all day.
It is true.
I think he has seen new sides of me.
You're a new person.
Yeah, he said, you never used to drink lattes. That's not the Gracey I knew.
Lattes, oat milks, matchas, green teas, red teas.
Yeah, I love it all. And they are paying for my school. So I'm going back to school to be a speech language pathologist. My dream is to help people find their voice. And so that might look like rehabilitation for stroke patients, or for people that have been in accidents, that have had tumors or cancers or things that literally destroyed their mouth and their muscles that inhibit them from speaking. Or it could look like little babies who don't know how to suck on a bottle, or 2-year-olds who are supposed to be talking but aren't. So I'm really passionate about it. I'm definitely in the beginning stages of it. I start my first speech class in the fall. But I've been really going hard at school and Starbucks, and also being in Minnesota. So yeah, it's a little bit about me.
Wow. Glad you just got it all out there.
Is that everything?
One hit wonder over here.
Didn't even give you a chance to ask more questions.
One question.
Just gave it all.
Just gave it all. One question.
That's funny.
Yeah. Grace, tell me a little bit about yourself. 20 minutes later. Welcome to my life. She gets home from Starbucks every day.
My caffeine.
And either I'm home or I get home later in the day from work. And it's kind of that was a little picture of what happens. She usually starts out by saying, "How was your day?" My answer is always the same.
Good. Good.
It's all right. It's good. Because I'm a guy. I don't talk about my day. I don't want to talk unless something really good happened, really bad or exciting. I'll tell you, but I'm not just. And then right after she asks, "How was your day?" and I say, "Good," she goes, "Well, my day was good." so this guy at work, oh my gosh, it was so great. And then this other person, and then this happened, and then we had a new latte, and then these people with the TikToks, everyone uses the TikToks. And they bring in these fancy drinks. Starbucks, we have like 1,010 different formulations to make a drink, and they bring in these TikTok drinks, and I enjoy it. So I'm glad one of us talks about our day, because otherwise we wouldn't really talk much about our days. That's deep. Okay. I wanted to talk a little bit about, so I've been in the theme in my recent videos, and this week has been Song of Songs. It is probably one of my top favorite books in the Bible. I would say top 5. I would say top 3 if I had to, which I couldn't, but if I had to pick a top 5, top 3, still couldn't do it. Because I love them all. It's the Bible. Can't pick one. I can't pick one over the other. But if I had to, like, still couldn't do it. Let's go, because it's the Bible. If you put a gun to my head and say, I'm going to pull this trigger if you don't pick a top 3. Still wouldn't do it. Let's go, because I won't deny it. But if I had to pick, I would pick Song of Songs in my top 3 favorite books of the Bible for me personally. It's 8-chapter love song. I've done a couple videos, introduction videos, and then last night I did a little short sermon, 25 minutes, on Song of Solomon, or Song of Songs, chapter 5. And that is just amazing. The daughters of Jerusalem first start out by asking the question to the bride, what makes your beloved so special that we'll seek him? And then she lists 10 unique attributes of her king, of the incomparable beauty and expressions of her king. And then their response after their question shifted from what makes him so special to where is he now? What and why should I seek this beloved and this king? And then she describes who he is with precision and beauty. And then they answer, and then they say, where is he that we may seek him with you? That is the story of the gospel in a metaphor and in a love song. And that's why I love this book so much. And I talked about that last night. So to stick with that theme, Grace, I know you know the Song of Songs. Not many people do. Not every Christian does. It's a smaller book in the middle of the Bible. Not really well known a whole lot. Naturally, when you read it, it's talking about marital love, and there's a lot of languages and body parts and flowers and stuff that is not normal to talk about. But when you read it as a metaphor and you see it as a bride and a king, or a bridegroom, or the church and Jesus, which is how we should read it, which I've explained that in a few videos past of reasons why I believe that. But you enjoy this book as well, and you have gone deep in the book, and you know about the Song of Solomon and the Song of Songs. So I guess my question to you is, do you have anything you want to say about the Song of Solomon? Do you have any favorite verses in the book? Do you have anything that stuck out? Do you have a story? Maybe you don't like it as much as I thought you did, but you can share your honest thoughts of what you think about this kind of unique book in the Bible.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you asked. Can I go on for 20 minutes?
You got all night.
Thanks. Yeah, so when I went to IHOP, they started talking about Song of Songs. Personally, I thought it was a little too vivid to read before that. I didn't really understand the purpose of it. Now, did you read it
before IHOP?
I read through the Bible a couple times, so I did read it.
You read through the whole Bible?
Yeah.
A couple times? You had to sneak that in there on the video podcast? Just let the whole world know on YouTube that you read the Bible a couple times.
The whole world, huh? Yeah, so I read it a few times, but it didn't really connect to it or feel like it was important. But I remember at IHOP they would talk about it, and Mike Bickle would talk a lot about how Jesus desires us, like a bridegroom desires his bride. and how Jesus is our bridegroom, and not in a way that's like, oh, Jesus is my boyfriend, but his longing for us, the jealousy that he has towards us as like a husband for his wife. And so I remember asking God, like, Lord, I want to know Song of Solomon better. Can you show me Jesus the bridegroom? That was like a simple prayer that I had prayed, mostly because I saw other people that had a deeper understanding of God, and I just wanted that. And I just wanted to know what the hype was about that book, And he slowly and surely started to open up the book to me, and it actually coincided with me meeting Keegan. And did you know that?
No. Well, I didn't.
Try not act so surprised. It did, yeah. I was falling in love with Jesus, my bridegroom. I was falling in love with Keegan, my bridegroom. And so that was two whammies there. But I'll never forget the fall I met Keegan. The fall of 2018, my friend Letty had given me a CD by Brian McCleary, and that fall was so pretty in Kansas City. Kansas City, the falls are maybe a little bit more brown, but they last forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They last like months.
Yeah, it's
and
like 4 or 5 months.
Just really pretty, and just cool weather, and just leaves, and you can smell it. And I just remember
winter. There's no winter in Kansas City.
Yeah, not really. But I remember listening to that CD over and over and over and over again, and it just sang about how God has everything we need, and like how he satisfies us. And he really romanced my heart through that season, and he started to unlock the Bible and unlock Song of Solomon to me. And I remember too, I just would read through the book. I don't think I really understood it, but I just kept reading it. I kept meditating on it. I would do what was recommended by our teachers, was to say the verse. So let's just do this really quick. So this is one of my favorites, but Song of Solomon 2:14. My dove in the clefts of the rock, in the hiding places on the mountainside, show me your face, let me hear your voice, for your voice is sweet and your face is lovely. So I would say it, and then I would say, Holy Spirit, speak to me, open my eyes. And then I would thank God. I'd say, God, thank you that you see me in the hiding places. You see me where nobody else sees me. Thank you that you want me to reveal my face to you. You think my voice is sweet. You think my face is lovely. I ask that you'd show me more. And then I would move on. And then I would also sometimes sing it. And I'm not going to show that example tonight.
I sang last night.
You did?
A couple nights ago, yeah.
That's funny. But I would sing the songs, and God would give me choruses, and he'd give me phrases, and he would unlock my heart. And also, as I was, reading it and scared to fall in love with a man, scared of what that meant, and what if my heart got broken, and what if he wasn't the person I was supposed to marry, and what if he wasn't that good of a guy, or what if, I don't know, I was just going off of emotions. So I had all these reservations, but God began to unlock my heart through those scriptures. And soon it played into our love story. And I remember some of the phrases would just strike my heart. There was one summer, I think it was summer right before we got engaged, summer of 2019. So 1 year later.
You saying before we got engaged or after we got engaged?
Before we got engaged.
It was 2017. Summer.
We met in 2017.
No, we met in 2016.
We met in 2016.
We have this conversation every time. We met in 16.
Okay. So the summer that you were gone, was that 2017?
Well, I was also gone 18 as well. Remember, I went out and stayed with Munson. And
okay, that was 18.
18. So that's the summer we got engaged.
Okay, yep.
Summer we got engaged.
2019. Okay.
Summer of 18, best summer of my life.
Yeah, so Keegan and I were away from each other for 3 months at the peak of our love, right before we got engaged. And I remember one day I was taking a nap. Keegan wasn't even in the state. But like we lived really close together. We lived like a mile away from each other. So we would sometimes cross paths when I was walking or he was running, or I would look up and say, who's that handsome man running? I'm like, oh my goodness, it's Keegan. And I would run and hide.
That's true.
It's actually true. And he'd say, hey, Gracey, how's it going? I was like, oh, he saw me. But
I was nervous too, though. I wanted to also hide and run.
But so he would stop by our house sometimes and say hi, And I remember one day I was taking a nap because I would do the 6 a.m.s at IHOB. So I was tired, take some naps in the afternoon, and I woke up and I heard like a male voice. So there was a guy in our house somewhere. Sounds bad. And I thought it was Keegan because I like heard a deep voice, and I remember thinking like my heart was always longing and looking for him. And it talks about that, like in the Song of Solomon, how she slept but her heart was awake, and how she was always like longing and thinking about this her beloved. And I remember thinking that and being like, okay, Keegan isn't even in this state, and just being like, God, like that's how you feel about me. You desire me, you long for me. But just knowing that how much he delights in me, how he just wants to see my face and hear my voice, how he thinks I'm beautiful, even though in the deepest parts of my heart there's darkness and pain and wounds. He says I'm beautiful. That's Song of Solomon 1, dark am I but lovely. How he chooses me and spots me out as the shepherd girl, as the one who's not dressed beautiful and looking for marriage, but she's just kind of standing on the sidelines watching her sheep. And Jesus says, you are beautiful. You are the fairest among 10,000. You are the chief among it all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, long story short, it started at IHOP when I started school, but really took off when I met Keegan, and that's a way that God revealed his heart for me.
Now, did you take a Song of Solomon class at IHOB? Was there a course you took any of your 4 years? More than one? None? If so, who was the teacher? When did you take it? What year, semester, all that?
I think my freshman year, Mike Bickle taught Song of Solomon at EGS on Friday nights.
That was good.
I wish I didn't have the revelation of Jesus the bridegroom yet, so I liked it, but
I was there for 2 years at that point, so that was good.
But it didn't, it was very powerful, but it wasn't as much as later on in my life. I think it was just seeds. God was planting seeds for me in it.
Was there any other classes, like your Forerunner foundation
There's
classes,
gotta be. I'm trying to think.
Your curriculum classes?
We would sing in our harp and bowl.
Okay.
But I'm trying to think. I feel like I don't think there was another one besides Mike Bickle. It kind of was at the beginning. But we would allude to it a lot when we learned about Jesus or end times. Just seeing like God's heart for us and how he will do anything to have us. And his love is unyielding and unwavering and like a flame, all-consuming.
That's right. So Gracey mentioned that freshman year she took a course with Mike Bickle, IHOP university course on the Song of Solomon. Now, mind you, that course was on Friday nights, starting at 6 p.m., hour of worship-ish, and then into about 9 p.m. Friday night. What kind of college course? I mean, maybe Tuesday and Thursday nights, Wednesday nights, but a Friday night course is unheard of. And I did that for all 4 years of IHOP. I think maybe when I was senior or junior, they made it not required. But the first few years, my first year in 2013, it was required to go Friday and Saturday night. They had 2 services, and you had to go. If you're in the university, which there was hundreds of students, thousands when I first came, then it went down to hundreds, but you had to go to these services on Friday and Saturday night. And some of the most marking, powerful times of my 4 years of IHOP was on those Friday night services. The altar calls every Friday night. There would just be hundreds of college students, young adults up front, all of us praying for each other, all of us speaking life into each other, being with a whole room of community people, staff members of a missions base, students, interns, just people who are hungry to know God on a Friday and Saturday night, and then worship together, and then hear a profound, widespread teaching was just, and I know that is true for a lot of the students and my friends that I graduated with. There's like those Friday night EGS services are top 5 highlights of IOPU experience. And that's the course she's talking about. I took a freshman course class. It was a quarter-long course on the Song of Solomon. On top of, I think I had 2 courses with Mike Bickle that he taught. One in like 14 and one in 15, both on the Song of Solomon. So I think I had 3 courses.
Wow.
The first one was with Shelley Hunley, which I don't think she wasn't there when you came.
I listened to recordings.
But she has touched something in the heart of God that is so unique, and it was just so good, so life changing. But it was maybe even less than a quarter. It was a really short course, but all that to say, this book is it's like hidden gold. And do you know much about chapter 8 in the verse 6, where it talks about God setting? Chapter 8 verse 6, it's the very end of the song, talks about God setting his heart, or the bridegroom setting love on the bride's heart. The bride's crying out, "Set your seal of love upon my heart." Do you have any insight on that verse at all?
Not a lot. I feel like that one's your verse.
Yeah.
Why don't you share about it?
This is Are you the interviewee or the interviewer?
Whatever you want me to be.
All right.
What I have written down. So place me like a seal over your heart, like a seal on your arm. For love is as strong as death, its jealousy unyielding as the grave. It burns like blazing fire, like a mighty flame. Place me like a seal over your heart. I have security, like it's a place of security. And then also just when it talks about how his love is as strong as death, I mean, right off the bat, I think of Jesus is how he died on the cross. Like his love was so strong that he died for it. He gave up his life for us. And then jealousy unyielding as the grave. Like I just think of how he gives everything, and he will not relent until we give him his heart. He's just pursuing us and longing for us and running after us. Yeah, that's what I have. I feel like you have a little more.
No. So I'm going to do a couple rapid fire questions just to get to know you a little more. And then we'll end with the big grand slam, great Bambino, a great Calfino, home run question. If you could say something to this generation, what would you say? So rapid fire questions.
Okay.
What's your favorite color?
Purple.
Second?
Green.
Third?
White.
Favorite food?
Right now, pasta. Pizza, though. I like pizza. Or popcorn and dried mangoes. Depends on the occasion.
Favorite snack is?
Dried mangoes.
Really? Not popcorn?
Popcorn. I eat popcorn more.
Okay. Favorite drink?
Wait, are these questions for me or for you? Because
they're
you
for
want to
our
make sure
audience.
I haven't changed.
You. Sometimes you change.
I do change. Okay, what was your last one? Or second? Or what, third? Favorite snack?
Favorite drink?
An iced ristretto latte with oat milk.
Can you break that down for us common folks?
So we have a latte and then we have a flat white. Flat white has ristretto shots. You get an extra shot of espresso, and they use less water, and it's sweeter when the machine does ristretto shots. So it's sweeter without the sugar. And then oat milk, we use the Oatly brand, unsweetened, and I like it with ice because it just brings out the flavors more. So that's kind of been my drink lately. Every morning about 5 a.m. Keegan's still sleeping 4 more hours, and I'm drinking lattes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Throw me under the bus in my own video vlog.
I'll call him on my lunch break and he'll just be waking up.
Oh my. Kick him while he's down, folks. Gracey girls. Gracey Fjelstad now.
Yeah.
That was the old Gracey girls, though. But favorite, some of your hobbies.
I love to make sourdough. I grow sourdough in my kitchen. I sell sourdough in my kitchen. I make bread. I make pancakes. It's always on the countertop. The smell of sourdough is the first thing that hits you when you walk into our kitchen. So Keegan loves it. Whenever he cooks something, I put my sourdough right by it because it loves warmth. So it just bubbles up. It's beautiful.
I don't mind. I like the smell. I like the taste. I love the tradition. It comes from your mom's parents, the Spencer family,
great grandparents.
and I love that. I'm all about tradition and family heritage. The one part that sucks. My vlog, I can say what I want. Part that sucks is cleaning. That stuff sticks to dishes and any hard surface
Like glue.
Like glue. And
Yeah.
you can't scrub the stuff off. If it dries on a plate, literally on a piece of plastic, scrubbing and it won't come off. So
And he did get really sick of because I also like to eat healthy, so I like to cook healthy, which we're still figuring out being married because he likes frozen pizza, which is okay. And a bowl of cereal for dinner. It's okay. They can know.
this may be the first and last time you're invited on my vlog.
I love it. It's fun. But you know what I was going to say
Golly.
is
Throw me a bone.
is that I would just make sourdough bread and I would make him eat that for his sandwiches. And he got so sick of it. He said, I never want sourdough bread again. But then he kind of got back into it because he realized it helps his tummy and it makes him feel good.
It's some of the best bread she makes. I mean, the bread is like this thick, and it's super hard and crunchy
yeast,
on the outside, and it's just like a pillow on the inside. It's like the bread you buy for like $15-$20 at the old bakery, you know.
But it has flavor and So anyways, I like
those
doing
pancakes, sourdough pancakes, are to die for. I mean, those are really good.
That's what we like, babe. We put some whipped cream on there. Okay, anyways,
Caribou
my
cream.
other hobbies, I like to run. Haven't been running lately because it's been really warm outside and But I like to run. I like to go shopping. I like to grocery shop and I like to clothes shop.